One of my biggest pet peeves, I guess. Pet peeves is probably the wrong term to use here, but that's the term I'm going to use. One of my biggest pet peeves is people who forget where they came from. I don't ever want to be where I was before, but I don't ever want to forget it. I grew up dirt poor, government assistance. The government cheese that us Gen Xers ate back in the day, the generic. Remember No Name Brand. I promise you I'm going to go somewhere with this. Okay, but you remember No Name Brand? This was No Name Brand products that came in white packaging with black block lettering. It was generic. It was spaghetti. It was grape. It was flour, baking soda. There was no brand name. It was this is what my pantry looked like as a kid. Your canned goods looked like this: cola, root beer, limeade, grape soda. This was an indication when I was a child that you didn't have any money. You wore hand-me-down clothes. You ate no-name brand food products. You didn't take many vacations unless other members of the family helped you out, and you drove there. You never, ever, 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 ever got on a plane. And you struggled financially, economically speaking. I don't ever want to go back to that. And I don't think anybody does. But I also don't ever want to forget it because it reminds me why I've done all of the stuff I've done over the course of my lifetime to get to the point where I am now. And when people forget where they came from and then want to shut the door behind them and not see the people behind them that are struggling have a chance to make it as well. They were talking about putting some apartments in town. This was a while ago. This was a long time ago. This popped up in my memories on another social media app. They were talking about putting some apartments in town. And people didn't want it because they didn't want multifamily units in town. Brings in the riffraff. And there was this one person in particular. I want to spotlight their words. Now, forgive me because I am Gen X. I'm going slightly blind. I'm going to take my glasses off. No, Tom, just afraid of what's coming because we seen... That's another one that drives me nuts. You didn't seen anything. We seen what happened to our childhood neighborhoods. Not closing the door. If they can afford that rent, then they will take care of it. I'm worried about Section 8. The ones who feel entitled to my money that I worked hard for. I was 17 and got pregnant. 40 years later, still married to my high school sweetheart. I was ashamed to be on public aid. It lasted 6 months. I got a job. My husband worked too, and we made it. Yada, yada, yada. I was ashamed to be on public aid. So you needed public aid. But you don't want to see anybody in our town that needs public aid? Then get the fuck out of town. I don't care that you made it now. You needed public assistance. At one point in time, you felt entitled to my money so that you could put food on the table, so that you could figure out a way to bridge to the next part of your life. And now, God forbid somebody be doing the same thing in our town. God forbid somebody needs Section 8 or public aid, WIC, whatever the hell it is. God forbid they need it. You needed it. It was fine when you needed it. But now that somebody else needs it, keep them out of our town. We come from a working class town. Lower to middle class, working class town. It's a blue collar town. Most of the homes in our town are starter homes or older homes. It's people like you that forget where the fuck you came from that are the goddamn problem. You got yours, so nobody else should get theirs. And if they are getting theirs, then they should stay over there. Then you should stay over there with them because you needed it once too, right? I don't ever want to go back to that point in my life. Hell, when Renee and I were starting out, I was an hourly landscape employee. And in the Chicagoland area, there aren't many hours in the wintertime. So every winter I would get laid off and have to go on unemployment, work odd jobs, and figure out a way to bring some money in. I don't ever want to go back to those points in time. I don't ever want to go back to needing government assistance. But I never want to forget that I needed it. Because there are going to be more people that need it down the line. Maybe one of my kids need it one day. Maybe one of my grandkids need it one day. Maybe one of your fucking kids need it one day. Don't forget where the fuck you came from. Because other people are coming up behind you.